today we will build on our previous discussion and explore unique features and approaches for sales promotion in rural India. Some examples and case studies from Indian companies, government initiatives and rural communication channels, ethical considerations and cultural sensitivities, and so on. So, let us continue where we left off last time. Sales promotion in rural India often demands unique out of the box approaches that genuinely reflect rural lifestyles and their inherent constraints. It is not just about applying urban strategies, it is about innovating for the rural context. Let us explore some of these distinctive features and approaches that have proven successful. First, we have Mela marketing. As we have briefly touched upon, rural promotions commonly piggyback on melas or fairs and various festivals. Companies meticulously design special campaigns around these significant events. For instance, a telecom operator might tour pilgrimage sites with a Mela camp offering on-the-spot phone recharge deals and SIM activations, knowing that huge crowds are present out there. It is not just about setting up a sales booth. Often brands will sponsor a part of the event, like putting up banners on the main stage or sponsoring a popular folk concert during the fair to seamlessly integrate themselves into the local cultural experience. Mela marketing is highly effective because it allows for high touch, experiential interaction with thousands of people in a celebratory atmosphere. Marketers have noted that melas and yatras in rural areas collectively attract hundreds of millions of visitors, making them ideal for wide outreach. Closely related are haats and rural market activations. Weekly haats or village markets are smaller than melas but occur regularly, providing a sustained promotional opportunity. A unique approach here is the haat promotion day. For example, a cooking oil company might choose one specific market day each week in a particular region to set up a canopy, conduct live cooking demonstrations using their oil, and offer a one-day discount for purchases made within the haat. Repeating this consistently builds a noticeable presence that villagers begin to anticipate. Since haats are also significant social gathering events, these promotions can quickly become talk of the town if executed consistently and engagingly. A distinctive feature of rural promotion is leveraging village penetration through local influencers. Companies frequently enlist the help of trusted individuals such as school teachers, village heads known as sarpanchs, progressive farmers or self-help group leaders to endorse or introduce their products. For example, a healthcare brand might train the village ASHA or accredited social health activist worker about a new nutritional supplement, provide her samples and have her recommend it during her regular health visits. Because these influencers are deeply trusted community members, their word carries significant weight. This approach is less formal than urban influencer marketing, but profoundly effective in rural settings where personal credibility often matters more than mass media claims. Another innovative approach is demonstration vans and audio-visual shows. This combines mobility with entertainment. Demo vans travel from village to village, not only carrying products but often equipped with audio-visual equipment. In the evenings, with permission from local authorities, the van might set up a projector in an open area to play a popular movie or even a cricket match. During breaks, they strategically show advertisements or even conduct a live demonstration of their product. People readily gather because any free entertainment, dear learners, is warmly welcomed in media dark villages. This showmanship approach means the promotion isn't a hard sell. It first delivers value through entertainment and information, then softly promotes, which can generate considerable goodwill and interest. Moving on, we see folk media integration. In many regions, companies have successfully revived or utilized local art forms as an integral part of their promotion. For example, in rural Bengal, a company might sponsor a jatra, which is a folk theatre performance that subtly incorporates a storyline around using a specific fertilizer for better crops. In Rajasthan, a puppet show might be specifically designed to include messages about a mosquito repellent brand. These promotions feel organic and culturally relevant because they speak the cultural language of the audience. They also often attract entire families, thus spreading the message widely, including the women who might not be reached by male centric channels like the village tea stall. A distinctly ethical approach to promotion is through community development activities. Many companies undertake small CSR like projects in villages that also double as brand promotion. For instance, installing a hand pump for drinking water, but painting it with a company's logo, or organizing a free health checkup camp co-branded with a health drinks name. Villagers directly benefit from the service and the brand gains visibility and goodwill. Another example is a seed company sponsoring a best yield contest in a village, where farmers who use their seeds and achieve good harvests are publicly rewarded in a ceremony. This not only encourages trial of the seeds but also celebrates the farmers, effectively aligning the brand with community progress. Furthermore, in rural promotions, giving away localized collateral and utility items is common and highly effective. Items like branded calendars, wall clocks, notebooks for school children, umbrellas or cloth bags with the product logo serve a dual purpose. They are practical for villagers and keep the brand visibly present in homes long after the initial promotion. For example, an insurance company might distribute calendars featuring crop sowing schedules and market price information alongside its hotline number, ensuring it stays on a farmer's wall all year. These low cost giveaways act as continuous reminders and signal that the company understands and caters to local needs. For durables or more expensive products, a unique rural promotion angle is facilitating credit and financing schemes. A tractor company or a consumer electronics brand might collaborate with rural banks or microfinance institutions to offer easy installment plans or zero interest financing during a promotional period. The marketing communication for such a promotion highlights affordability. For instance, get this water pump for just rupees 500 a month. This can be the crucial tipping factor for purchase in credit starved rural areas. While financing itself isn't advertising in the traditional sense, promoting a special finance offer in rural markets is indeed a powerful technique to win customers who otherwise couldn't afford the lump sum. To truly understand how theory is put into practice, let us examine some concrete examples of rural promotion strategies implemented by Indian companies. These case studies illustrate the ingenuity and adaptability required for success in these markets. Our first example is Asian Paints and its Utsav rural campaign. In many villages, painting one's house is a significant sign of pride and prosperity. Asian Paints took a novel route to penetrate rural markets with its low cost Utsav paint brand. Their strategy was brilliant. They identified influential homes in villages such as the village headman's house or the most prominent building and offered to paint them for free with Asian Paints Utsav. This served as a live, highly visible demonstration of the paint's quality, its durability, vibrant color and finish to the entire village. The approach cleverly leveraged social proof. When the respected village leader's house gleamed with a new coat of paint, others in the community naturally took notice. The company's team would then use that opportunity to discuss the paint's benefits with the community. According to reports, Asian Paint's strategy of painting village leaders' homes effectively showed villagers that the paint didn't flake and successfully built a positive brand image through the endorsement of local influencers. This is the classic case of blending promotion with a subtle endorsement and building strong community relationships. Another compelling example comes from Dabur India, a company well known for its healthcare and personal care products. I would like to mention here, dear listeners, that we are not endorsing any product, it is just our humble opinion and study of the cases. Dabur has effectively utilized traditional media in rural promotion, particularly for its mosquito repellent brand Odomos and some health tonics. Dabur sponsored Nukkad Nataks or street plays that travelled to various villages. These plays were specifically scripted around themes of health and hygiene. For instance, a skit would humorously depict a family dealing with mosquitoes and illustrate how using repellent or maintaining cleanliness helps, with Dabur's products subtly woven into the storyline as a practical solution. In one notable campaign in North India, Dabur combined these street plays with flip chart presentations and product samples, effectively creating a mini awareness camp for disease prevention as well as a product promotion. By first educating the audience in an entertaining way, Dabur successfully built credibility and goodwill, which directly translated into increased uptake of its health products. These examples clearly demonstrate that successful rural marketing campaigns often blend multiple tactics, including product adaptation, integration with local culture, a personal touch, and the strategic use of diverse media channels. The Government of India, along with various state governments, has long been deeply involved in rural communication. This involvement serves a dual purpose: facilitating infrastructure development and communicating developmental and educational messages. Crucially, these government initiatives often create channels that private marketers can also leverage ethically and through collaboration for their promotional purposes. Let us explore some key aspects of these government-led communication pipelines. Firstly, the mass media channels provided by public broadcasting are foundational. Government run media such as All India Radio or AIR and the Doordarshan TV network have dedicated programming specifically for rural audiences. For example, AIR's regional stations broadcast agriculture advisories, health programs and folk music which attract rural listeners daily. The government uses these platforms to disseminate information on critical schemes such as loan programs or vaccination drives. Advertisers can strategically sponsor segments or place advertisements adjacent to these trusted programs. Similarly, Doordarshan's DD Kisan channel, launched in 2015, specifically focuses on farmers and rural content. Businesses dealing in agri products or rural services often advertise on DD Kisan or regional DD channels, confident that government channels possess high credibility and deep reach in villages. Essentially, the public broadcaster has established a robust communication pipeline to remote areas, through which both public service messages and commercial advertisement flow to reach the grassroots. Secondly, consider the extensive extension networks and field outreach maintained by various government departments, including agriculture, health, and women and child development. These departments employ field extension workers and volunteers who engage directly with villagers. Agricultural extension officers, for example, regularly meet farmers to teach better practices, while health workers such as ASHAs visit homes for maternal and child health. School teachers also run literacy programs. These networks are sometimes utilized for social marketing campaigns such as promoting sanitation during the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or distributing informational pamphlets about digital payments. Companies can strategically align with these initiatives through public-private partnerships. For instance, a fertilizer company might collaborate with the agriculture department to demonstrate a new fertilizer at a government run Krishi Vigyan Kendra or Farm Science Center event. Or a nutrition supplement brand might co-sponsor a government health camp, thereby accessing the audience gathered by the government's on-ground network. The key is that government initiatives lend authority and gather people for noble causes, providing a unique opportunity for aligned yet responsible promotion. Moving into the digital realm, we have Common Service Centers or the CSCs and the Digital India program. Under the Digital India program, the government has been establishing common service centers in panchayats, essentially digital kiosks that offer e-governance services like bill payments and Aadhaar enrollment along with internet access. There are also ambitious plans like BharatNet aiming to connect every village with high speed broadband. As connectivity improves, these centers are becoming vital communication hubs. The government uses them to spread awareness of schemes through digital content played at the CSCs or on village LED notice boards. Private companies can effectively utilize these hubs by providing digital promotional content or training to the village level entrepreneurs who operate them. For example, an insurance company might train CSC operator about its new rural insurance product and have them educate villagers when they come for other services. In some cases, digital apps and portals promoted by the government like the Umang app for citizen services also carry advertisements or information from corporate partners, effectively embedding marketing into the new digital infrastructure reaching rural citizens. Additionally, rural and agricultural fairs are frequently organized or supported by government agencies. Examples include the annual India International Trade Fair in Delhi, which features rural pavilions or state level agro expos and buyer seller meets for farmers. Ministries like micro, small and medium enterprises, which we popularly refer to as the MSMEs, or agriculture invite companies to participate and showcase their products to rural delegates at these events. A significant amount of agri-tech and farm input promotion occurs at government mandated events such as Kisan Melas or farmer fairs or Raitu Bazaars. By participating in these, companies gain access to a platform often subsidized or promoted by the government, ensuring good footfall. Moreover, the government's own products and initiatives like fertilizer subsidy schemes or solar pumps are promoted, which can synergistically increase demand for complementary private products. For instance, if the government promotes soil testing awareness, a private fertilizer brand can subsequently promote its soil specific nutrients. Finally, local institutions and channels also serve as crucial communication pathways. Village panchayat notice boards carry announcements which can include posters from banks or cooperatives about new loans. Cooperatives such as dairy cooperatives or self-help groups often receive government training and in turn disseminate information. For example, the National Dairy Development Board might educate dairy cooperative members on cattle feed, and a feed company could tie in by supplying free sample feed at those trainings. Schools in villages are venues for both government campaigns such as clean water or girl education messages and brand sponsored education programs like oral health camps sponsored by a toothpaste brand. Rural post offices and the vast postal network have also been used innovatively. The Indian Post once ran an initiative where postmen delivered not just mail but also advertising flyers and even samples for certain campaigns, leveraging their daily reach into households. In terms of content, government endorsed messaging offers a unique advantage. If a brand's message aligns with public interest, it can gain easier entry into rural channels. For instance, telecom companies promoting internet literacy or banking institutions promoting financial inclusion find support in government channels because these initiatives further broader development goals. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the government heavily used mobile caller ringtones to spread health messages. Imagine a health drink brand subsequently building a promotion around immunity that echoes government advisories. It is likely to be well received as it rides on the momentum of official messaging, though careful not to appear exploitative. Essentially, when the government sets the agenda, be it cleanliness, digital payments or vaccination, brands that amplify those messages through their promotions can effectively utilize the rural communication momentum created by the state. In summary, government initiatives in rural communication have laid down both physical infrastructure such as media, internet and events and social infrastructure through network of people that significantly facilitate reaching the masses. While the government's primary priority is social development, these channels indirectly benefit commercial marketing as well. Ethical collaboration and alignment with government efforts can significantly enhance a company's credibility in rural areas. A message heard on All India Radio or seen at a government sponsored camp often carries an implicit stamp of approval. However, companies must navigate these channels with utmost sensitivity, ensuring they support and not hijack the development objectives while promoting their offerings. Marketing to rural audiences in India demands an exceptionally high degree of ethical responsibility and cultural sensitivity. The rural populace may be less exposed to sophisticated advertising tactics than their urban counterparts, and there are strong traditional values and social norms that marketers must thoroughly understand and respect. Let us delve into these crucial considerations. First and foremost, honesty and transparency are paramount. It is vital to avoid misleading claims in rural promotion. Due to potentially lower awareness levels, rural consumers could be more vulnerable to believing exaggerated benefits. Ethical promotion means stating clear, truthful benefits of a product and never hiding terms and conditions in fine print, which is in any case might not be read or fully understood. For example, if a pesticide carries certain risks, the promotion should responsibly mention safety guidelines rather than mere portraying it as a magic cure. Companies that oversell or deceive can face severe backlash and a complete loss of trust if discovered. Building a reputation for honesty can actually become a significant competitive advantage in rural markets, where trust travels rapidly by word of mouth. Second, respect for local culture and traditions is non-negotiable. Rural India is deeply traditional, with each region boasting its own unique customs, festivals and social norms. An advertising campaign that might seem innocuous in a city could deeply offend sensibilities in a village. Marketers must ensure their content is culturally appropriate, for instance by using a modest depiction of women, respecting religious sentiments and aligning with local values. If a commercial references a local festival or a folk story, it must be thoroughly vetted for accuracy and respect. A key principle is to avoid stereotypes. Rural consumers should never be portrayed in a mocking or condescending way. Instead of the ignorant villager trope, promotion should empower and dignify the rural lifestyle. This cultural sensitivity not only helps avoid offense but also fosters a positive connection between the audience and the message. Ethically, marketers must be extremely careful to avoid exploitation of vulnerabilities. This means not pushing an expensive product on credit to a poor farmer who may not truly need it, or using fear tactics like your crops will fail without this, without sufficient justification, as such practices would be considered predatory. Promotions must also genuinely consider the financial vulnerability of rural consumers, which is why small pack sizes and low cost trials are so effective. The core idea is to create genuine value, not to trap consumers in something they don't fully understand. Additionally, when targeting products like alcohol, tobacco, or other potentially harmful goods, companies face a crucial ethical line. Rural audiences might be less aware of health risks, so promotions for such products are heavily regulated and should be exceedingly cautious or even avoided entirely in community events. A practical and highly ethical step is thorough community engagement and permissions before launching any significant promotion event. Seeking explicit permission for a loud van announcement or aligning with the village panchayat for a fair demonstrates profound respect for local governance. It also helps in adapting the content if local leaders advise something is inappropriate. By involving locals in the planning, for example, by hiring local youth in the promotional crew or using local language at events, companies exhibit respect and gain social buy-in. Ethical practice also dictates not disrupting local life negatively. This means not holding promotions at a time that interferes with prayer or harvest activities and diligently cleaning up after any event, ensuring no littering of pamphlets in a village after a rally, for instance. These small courtesies are highly reflective of a brand's values. As digital promotion expands into rural areas, privacy and data protection become vital. Many rural users are new to the internet and may not fully grasp data usage norms. Companies must handle any data collection such as phone numbers with explicit consent and absolutely not misuse it. For example, if a villager provides their mobile number for a lucky draw, it should not lead to unsolicited spam calls beyond what was clearly agreed upon. Trust can be very quickly eroded if people feel a brand misused their contact information or intruded into their lives without permission. Social responsibility and CSR are also intertwined, with ethical promotion in rural areas often going hand in hand with contributing to the community. As we noted earlier, companies engage in CSR activities like building infrastructure or running educational programs that also subtly promote their brand. The key here is genuine impact. Communities can discern when a CSR activity is merely a thinly veiled advertisement versus when it truly helps them. Brands like ITC with its eChopar initiative or many FMCG firms running health camps have generally been appreciated because they meet real needs while also marketing their wares. A general rule of thumb is the more underdeveloped the market, the more a company should genuinely give before expecting to take. By improving livelihoods or knowledge, even if it is related to their product usage, marketers build goodwill that pays off handsomely in the long run. Finally, marketers must always strictly adhere to regulations and guidelines. This includes complying with advertising codes such as those from the Advertising Standards Council of India, that is the ASCI, which apply nationally, and any specific government restrictions on marketing such as not advertising certain products to children. There have been unfortunate instances where rural campaigns, especially by unscrupulous smaller firms, made false claims. For instance, a fertilizer claiming a 100% guarantee of doubling yield. These can be reported and penalized. Larger, reputable companies typically stick to compliance, but the reminder is that ethical lapses anywhere, whether urban or rural, can severely damage reputation everywhere. In the age of social media, dear listeners, even a negative story from a small village can quickly become national news. Don't you agree? In a sense, ethical and cultural sensitive promotion is not just a moral obligation but also a practical necessity in rural marketing. Rural consumers often have strong communal bonds. A company's misstep will be discussed widely within the community, significantly affecting its acceptance. Conversely, a company that demonstrates respect, fairness, and genuine care for the community's well being will most likely be embraced and trusted. As one insightful rural marketing slogan puts it, win the heart and the market will follow. Aligning profit motives with positive social impact is indeed the most sustainable path for promotion in India's vibrant villages. To summarize, this and preceding video lectures explored and multifaceted promotion strategy in rural markets focusing on advertising and sales promotion. We began by highlighting how crucial advertising is for building awareness, fostering trust and establishing connection with rural consumers through culturally appropriate messages. We examined the distinct roles and continued dominance of traditional media like radio, TV, wall paintings and folk media alongside the rapidly growing impact of digital media such as WhatsApp, YouTube and mobile promotions. The key takeaway here is the effectiveness of a hybrid media approach for comprehensive rural reach. Next, we delved into sales promotion strategies specifically tailored for rural preferences, covering tactics like price discounts, product bundling, the prevalence of small unit packs, engaging raffles, and the power of live demonstrations at Haats and Melas. Innovative case studies from companies like Asian Paints and Dabur illustrated how these theories translate into successful rural engagement. We then discussed the significant role of government communication networks, including public broadcasting and digital kiosks, and how public private collaborations can ethically leverage these channels. Finally, the lecture underscored the critical importance of ethical responsibilities in rural marketing. We emphasized the necessity of transparency, profound cultural respect, safeguarding privacy, and demonstrating genuine social responsibility. By strategically blending commercial intent with authentic community engagement, marketers can effectively foster trust and build lasting brand loyalty in India's rural heartlands. Dear learners, we have reached the end of today's discussion. I hope you found it informative and insightful. I wish you all the best in your continued learning journey. Till we meet again, happy learning and keep up the good faith.